The Stanley Cup at the official hotel out by the airport all day yesterday, right up to midnight. They just kept coming to look at the cup and all the NHL trophies.
And they would dearly love a sixth game back here at the Great Western Forum. Game 5, of course, will be played in the Forum at Montreal.
Muller got cut or hit in the face right off the face-off, and he's trying to talk Andy Van Helm into giving him a penalty. How come no penalty, Andy? You were right there. You dropped the puck. You saw the stick come up, but not going to be able to do it. Doesn't appear that Muller's cut.
And 5 seconds off the clock at center ice. They drop it in again on that red line, and the Canadiens win the draw. Odeline stepping up to center with a shot in to the right of Rudy. Canadiens in after it. Chuck takes his man on the boards in the corner. The puck loose, and the Canadiens again winning the little battle. But it's McSorley going over there to chop it away. Keane takes it again and shot it behind the net. Off the skate, right to Chuck that comes loose. McSorley was going to go back there, had to watch the man in front. Now it's the Kings coming out with it. Chuck up along the line to center, and he's upended. Bonner takes over. Rifle took it from him and fired it in. Canadiens back. Kings had to get onside. They do, and Odeline moves up. Shot it across the LA blue line. Zhitnik back up. Got as far as center, and he was stopped there. Knocked down by Blake. On the boards with it. Up the center. Sandstrom flipped it high. Went over the boards at the Canadiens bench. 1-0 after the first period. And then Dom Foose got his 11th of the playoffs to make it 2-0 on a power play. Donnelly scored with 2 chances. He scored on the second one to make it 2-1. And then McSorley's power play goal at 19:55. And we're tied.
And that power play goal was the first one in 16 consecutive power plays where the LA Kings had been shut down by the Montreal penalty kill.
Carbonneau on there now, checking in front. Gretzky got loose, got it ahead to Loach. Loach and Sandstrom on the wings with Gretzky. And Schneider bumped back to the net. Sandstrom in there quickly. Trying to wrap it around the boards in the corner. Now Loach to Gretzky. He gets it out front, but nobody there. And Ronan shot it to center ice. Ronan comes up with Dion. Hit it into the corner. Zhitnik back, sweeping it away to the line, but Carbonneau was there to keep it in. Canadiens move up. Kings. Shot knocked down. Carbonneau letting it fly again. And Rooney was very sharp. You know, that stop didn't look like much on it, but it was to the far corner, and he kicked out the pad and made the save, and then the puck bounced by in front of him. It was high, and he caught it.
A lot of after the whistle punching here. Andy Van Helmen watched it all. There are the ice times. Gretzky again playing a little more tonight. 17:40, so he's going to be up around 26 or 7 minutes. He's been 21 or 2 in other games. Carbonneau's got 7 minutes against Gretzky at 7:35, and Rob Blake is headed toward a 25-minute night. Barry Melrose doesn't shorten his bench much, Bob. Not like a lot of coaches do when they get in a situation like how important this period is to them.
This is a huge period for them. It is 2-2. During the 2-minute mark of the third. Canadiens leading in the series 2-1. Of course, would love to bag this one and go home, needing a win for the Stanley Cup at the Montreal Forum. Kings, of course, other ideas. And it is cleared to the line. Up to center. McSorley on the rush. Couldn't make the pass at the blue line, and the Canadiens give it away. Curry moving in. Here's his shot. Wall grab down on the glove side. He was moving to the far post when Robitaille labeled it for the short side. He caught it.
Well, Robitaille led a 46-footer goal. It's a long shot. You often beat, I won't say often, but sometimes you beat Patrick Roy with a long one, and our slow-motion camera allows you to read the label on the puck and show you the acrobatics of Patrick Roy.
To his left, they'll drop this one in. 2-2 the score. Robitaille parked to the left of Curry. DiPietro for the Canadiens. 1 to draw. And the Habs go behind the net. Daniel can't move on it. Out front, Curry turns, shoots. That's stopped by Waugh. The puck is loose though. And it's Robitaille playing it back near the line. Sador knocked it down. Flipped into the corner by McSorley. Kings in there, forechecking hard. But it's DiPietro who gets it out over the line to center ice. Back in from McSorley. McSorley dropped it over the line. Now here's Granato's shot. Wow, had the angle on that perfectly. He just stood up there, made the save, and a penalty is being called on the play. And it's going to be against the Canadiens by the looks of things.
J.J. Daniel Harry saying, who, me? I'm the guy that ended up falling on top of my goalie's head.
I don't know who Andy caught here. It's a cross check. He took Daniel's stick to show him how he did it. And unless Andy's going to play the next shift, he'll get it. Oh, the stick's broken. There's a sure sign it was a cross check. When Andy hands the stick to the man in the penalty box and it's broken between the players' hands. And Daniel is going to give the LA Kings a chance on the power play. You can see the stick there.
Back to what's been happening the last period and this period. I can't recall, Harry, in these playoffs, Patrick Roy being involved physically, and they're really doing a number on him. I think that's obviously one of the messages that Barry Melrose had for his team at the end of that terrible first period they played. But he knew they were very lucky to come out of it trailing by 1. That obviously concerns Demers, but they have really caused havoc in the Canadiens' crease.
Well, Wayne Gretzky said, this has been a friendly series. We dislike Calgary and Vancouver. We learned how to hate Toronto, but this series, everyone's in love. Not tonight.
Face-off is going to be to the right of Patrick Roy. The Kings scored on their most recent power play. McSorley at 1955 in the second period, when Bellows was off for hooking. And that salvaged the tie after 40 minutes. Now Gretzky gets ready. And Muller will check him on the face-off. And the crowd is standing here at the Great Western Forum in anticipation of this LA power play. The score is tied 2-2. And the linesmen are busy picking up debris thrown over the glass onto the ice. I think we're ready now, though. Muller and Gretzky on the face-off. Won by the Kings. Sandstrom going to the corner, and Robitaille comes in there. 2 Kings on a 1 Canadian. And that usually works, but not this time. Keane is over, and he tried to jump away from the head and did. But the puck stayed in. Back of the net, Gretzky. Dangerous back there, you know. Gretzky out front to net. And his shot whistled off the boards in the corner, and Blake had left that spot at the blue line. Well, it goes all the way back. Zipnik up, reaching for the pass from Blake. Keane forechecking along with Muller. The penalty killers up front for Montreal. Zipnik. He'll get the zone on this rush. He goes into the corner and then was bumped a little bit, went off balance. And again, all the Kings were in deep. The puck was easily cleared. And a 10 after the power play. Blake to Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky over the line. The pass is good one. Rebound. Sandstrom set up and stopped by Waugh. Sandstrom again as Gretzky back of the net now in the corner. Sandstrom. We're watching Gretzky, thinking the pass will go there, but it goes to Sador. Sador on the other side to Blake. Now to Gretzky. Gretzky on the boards to Blake. Into Gretzky. Gretzky coming near the net. Side of the goal. That's Robitaille. Running outside. And Gretzky takes it again. Now Sador takes his shot. That's wide. Rebound. Gretzky back of the goal. Looking out front. Centering pass. Sandstrom was checked. Gretzky whipped it behind the net to Robitaille. Robitaille out front. Here's Sador. In there. Gretzky settled in. Another shot. That one makes the open side. Here's Gretzky again. Back to Sador. Gretzky again. Hangs on to it. Back to Sador once more. Now the pass chopped in there. Gretzky. Stopped by Waugh as he blasted that one. And it was cleared down the ice. The penalty is over. Canadiens have killed it off. It's still 2-2. What great pressure, though. A pass goes in there. Ronan is upended. It goes on, and the Kings come out. Curry, fire cutting to center, and overskates the puck at the Canadian blue line. Now intercepted by Donnelly. He whipped it back. McSorley ahead with it. Knocked down at the Montreal blue line again. They're offside. Curry brought it in. Hammered to the ice. Offside call. Tonight's game is coming to you from Los Angeles. 2 seconds into the third period, the Canadiens lead the series 2-1. Canadiens on the puck. Their plan is to keep it at a tie for overtime.
Right. OT. You can hear the chant on the bench.
Bellows takes it in his skates. Granado takes him. Kings keep it in. Long shot by Hardy. Stopped by Law. No problem. DiPietro to center. It's fired down the ice by Dom Foose. Out of the net, Rudy. Put one on the board. Stopped by Oderline. Gets a shot in there. Here's a chance for Canadiens. And that drive by Bellows is blocked. They're in there again. Centered Oderline coming in. Can't get a shot. Loose puck. And it fired away by McSorley to Granado. Granado dumped one to the line, and it just does get out. Back in for Montreal. Bellows. His shot stopped by Rudy. Jammed the pads on that one. 6 minutes gone in the third. 2-2. Moving up. Marty McSorley. Good pass. In on the wing. Reichel. Took it on the backhand, though. Here's Conacher. He keeps it in. Conacher shot it back to the net, and Jimmy Carson not used much tonight. So French legs are on there. Carson shooting it back to the goal. Off the boards in the corner. And it's Reichel trying to feed it ahead, but 3 Canadians break out of the zone. Up to center ice and coming in Brunet. Brunet can't get a shot. It's another chance. And LeBeau is covered. Rolled into the zone by Carter. Nearing the 7-minute mark of the third. Puck shot off the glass down the ice. Zhitnik back. That'll be icing against Montreal. 2-2 in the third period. The Sharks 24-23 in favor of the Kings. 7-3. Sharks in this period. Favor of Los Angeles. They win this face-off. Sandstrom left it behind the net, and he was pinned on the boards by Desjardins. Out for Ronan. He got as far as center ice and then backhands it in. Zhitnik will take over for the LA Kings. He fell as he tried to turn and go the other way. Carbonneau went in there quickly. But it's Blake. Straight through the middle with the pass to the line. Gretzky was up there, and it goes to Loach. Loach left it for Gretzky at the blue line with a shot. And that's blocked. Oh, made a good save on that low shot by Gretzky. Back of the net, Montreal Canadiens. Dump it ahead. Out comes Carbonneau. He's over, or rather Ronan, over the line near the boards. Passed it back in the slot. Here's a quick shot. That's deflected wide as Muller came on quickly. Muller falling again. Blake in there. Muller on his pins again, and now centered one. Great play to get that pass over there. But Rudy made the stop. Kings are changing now. There's Team. Donnelly intercepted the pass. Gloved in by Schneider. 8 minutes gone, third period. Sador coming out with some speed. Granado rolled it from center ice, and the Canadiens clear. Keane left it. Kurt Muller bumped by Donnelly. Waters got his stick on it, lifted it too high. And it's over the glass into the crowd. 11:40 remaining in the third. 8 minutes and 20 seconds gone in the third period. The Kings trying to tie the series at 2 games each. After this, it's back to Montreal for Game 5. Should a 6th game be necessary back here in Los Angeles. Donnelly with a stick on the puck. Carried out to center ice and shot in wide of the Montreal net. Oderline going back. Granado was in to bump him, but the Canadiens managed to get the puck out and down the ice. Waters around the net. Leclerc chasing him all the way. Waters is allowed to make this play, but he just gave it away to Oderline. He put it back to Waters. He was trapped on. And it's Kurt Muller coming in. Centering pass. Millen there to get it outside the line. Canadiens have to get back on side. Muller, the last one to come out. He's going off now. And the Kings come up. The center. The pass by Sador is intercepted. 3 Canadians come from center and in. Keane's pass. Back in front it comes. And Keane was too well covered in front of the net to do anything with it. Now he's in back of the goal chasing Sador. Sador's pass hitting Robitaille. Robitaille to center. Rolled in over the line. Curry trying to drive to the net on the backhand around the goal. He still has it under control and back to the net to Robitaille. And Robitaille comes up with it. Robitaille for Shuchuk. Shuchuk and Curry. And Curry flipped it back again. Hit Daniel. Shuchuk has him tied up. Now it's the Canadiens with it. And Brisebois gets it out. Down the left side, Dom Foose. Bellows going for the net. The pass comes back in front. Another great play in front. E.P. Edwards shot that's blocked. And a 2-on-1 LA. I'll take on Robitaille will go in with Shuchuk. Robitaille to Shuchuk. He's tied up by Brisebois, who got back. Again, a shot from a sharp angle by Robitaille hit the side of the net. Canadiens with a great chance, and then the Kings. But nobody scored. Offside. DiPietro over the line. Dom Foose upset. 9:48 left in the third. It's still 2-2. Up on the rush, and Shuchuk had to stall so that he would not go offside. And that allowed Brisebois a step or two to catch him.
It's the sweet goal scorer passing it. Moving it up.
Gretzky moved up. Flipped it over the line, and in back of the goal it goes for Reichel. Desjardins back, bumping Reichel. The Canadiens get it out. Through center, Desjardins, the defenseman. In with the low shot. Rudy, the stick save. 2-2 here in the third. Just past the halfway mark. And up for Rob Blake. Blake dumped it in from the blue line. Desjardins will take it around the net. Fired on the board. It hit Jitnik. Jitnik can't keep it in. Gretzky takes it in center ice and shoots it back in. Kings try to race in. That's Reichel going after his man at the blue line. It's kept in. Gretzky was open in front, and Jitnik rifled it over there. No way he could knock it down. Back of the goal. Waugh stepping out before Reichel could play it. The Canadiens come up with it. Lehman gets to center, had his stick lifted neatly. Good play by Sandstrom, who got back quickly. And here's Conacher. Broken up at the line. Kings can't keep it in. Canadiens up to center, and it's flipped down the ice by Dion. 8:30 left in the third. And Sorley ran into trouble at his own blue line. Had to back it up. Now the pass near center is offside. Carson is saying he didn't touch it. But the linesman said he did.
Wayne Gretzky made a bit of hockey history 4 years ago today with his 9th Hart Trophy victory as the MVP. Trying to make a little bit more of it here with the LA Kings. Face off at center ice. Jimmy Carson did not touch that puck for the 2-line offside. And the linesman said, we do. That's why it was at center.
Puck into the corner. 2 players on the ice. One of them, Conacher, gets back up, but the referee, Andy Van Hellemond, had whistled the play dead. So this next face-off, we know where this will be. In the big circle to the right of Kings 2, Canadiens 2. 8:14 left in the third period. Kings win the draw. McSorley had it in a skates. Shot it back to the net. Sador moving up deep. Carson centered one. Nobody in front, and 2 Canadians skate out to center ice. Brunet up on the play. Dumfries hands it off. The shot blocked. A rebound though. And Rudy somehow had the puck come to him. He got a bit of a break there, and he smothered it.
The problem starts with a blind center-out pass behind the Montreal net by Jimmy Carson. It goes to the Montreal defenseman, and he jumps up into the rush to give the 3-on-2 and give the Canadiens a chance to go ahead. At this time in the game, I think you have to hang on to that puck behind the net. Don't just throw it out hoping your guy's there. And there's Kelly Rudy keeping his team alive.
He's had a solid playoff, too, for the LA Kings. Has surprised a lot of people with his consistent brilliance.
Right there, we talked a lot about Potvin in the last series, and we talked a lot about Patrick Waugh, but Rudy's been equal to both of them in this 93 playoffs since he became a regular.
Shuchuk from the right side. Carries on to center and shoots it in for Curry. He won't get there. Waugh stopped it behind the it in the corner. Haller played it. They get it out. Chitnik in with a hit.
Montreal bench upset there.
Puck in front of the net of the Canadiens on it. It is Muller going back to the goal, and Chitnik again on him. Muller hangs on to it. Hurry is back there. Now Blake comes in to help. But the Canadiens are forcing the Kings back to the net into a mistake maybe. But not this time. Kings get it up to Robitaille. Up to center. Shoot shot to the line with Robitaille. Drilled it right at the wall. Robitaille in. It is center. Gretzky fire one. Off the stick of Haller and into the crowd. And the crowd was humming on that one.
Well, it's Robitaille knocking Lyle Odeline off stride. He lost the puck in the play. Here's Robitaille on Odeline right here, and there goes the puck away from Odeline. Guess who? 99, but give Odeline credit. I think it was his stick, Harry, as he recovered. This is why the Canadiens were so upset. Chitnik leaves his feet right here.
The only thing he didn't have, Dick, was a ramp. If he'd have had a ramp, he'd have gone right over him. Usually when you leave your feet on a body check, you'll get a penalty, but not perhaps at this time of this game at this time of the year.
7:03 left in the third period. 2-2 the score, and a very important game at the Great Western Forum tonight. Canadiens lead the series. And the overtime win the other night, 2-1.
Gretzky wants the face-off Bob on the dot because it was Odelin's stick that put it out of the ring.
Puck is shot to the far corner and cleared out by Dion and down the ice. Put it on the dot this time. That's icing. 6:53 remaining. The Kings won the first game at Montreal, and the Canadiens in overtime. 3 goals by Desjardins, leading the winner, of course. And then back here in overtime again. The Canadiens leading the series 2-1.
Dick, I was happy you mentioned Lyle Odelin in the opening there. The only real physical defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens. Plus 35 on the season, plus 6 in these playoffs. Nasty, mean, and unenjoyable to play against.
Gretzky won the draw, but they can't get a scoring play out of it. Carbonneau checking, got the puck out. And now Schneider turning in his own zone to Desjardins. Desjardins ahead with the pass to Carbonneau. Carbonneau left it, rolling shot it, glove high. Rudy will drop it and send the pass away to Gretzky. Gretzky's pass at the center with a good one. The Kings get in over the line. Sandstrom going in for the net with that pass. And now Reichel in there with Sandstrom. On the other side, the defenseman had left the spot again, and McSorley has to hurry to get back. Fired it on the boards, and Gretzky is covering up. Out across center with a pass. Down on the wing. Hardy, the defenseman, shot it back to the goal, and the Canadiens out with it. The two teams changing. That long pass fails to click. And that's another icing call. Good get there.
5:59 left. Again, Harry, your question. How many one-goal games can the Canadiens win? They're settling in here. Here's a look at game-winning goal scores in these playoffs. Not surprisingly, 2 out of the 3 who are tied for the lead are playing for the teams that have gone the farthest. They said Tom Pouce for Montreal, Wayne for L.A., along with Dave Andreychuk of the Leafs, and the rest of them have a couple. Most of them L.A. and Montreal players. Again, not surprisingly.
Well, Montreal again, they're laying the trap for L.A. with this overtime coming up. 5:59 away.
Overtime, 2-2. King. Renato's shot up by Wall. Patrick Wall, terrific goalie on angles, and that's one of the reasons he is so tough to beat. Boy, you really got to get in close and go high, go low, or wherever there might be a hole. And often there isn't. Watch this.
First shot, Bob. He's the best first shot goalie. And his team are probably the best in the league at not giving you the second one.
Face off to his right. Sador takes another shot. All the save. Easily. Kings keep it in. Sador another shot off the stick. Scramble, another one. And it's cleared to the line, not out. Kept in. Waters fired it back to the net. Donnelly bunts. Dillon got out front. Renato's shot. That was nowhere near the net. Sador trying to keep it in as he was pinching in from the blue line. Shot along the boards into the corner. Renato out to get a shot away. He's up and with it. Dillon back at the goal, trying to find it with Granado, and it's chopped down the ice. And Sidor, good skating defenseman, rushed back to pick it up. Sidor's pass up on the wing, a good one, and it's Donnelly coming in. Schneider watching him. Hangs on to him. He falls to the ice. Blake shoots it back in. The Kings want to make changes. 4:57 remaining in the third period. 2-2. And it's a pass going through the skates of Mike Keane. Back to Desjardins. Pass out to the line. Chopped down the ice by Muller. Icing waved off. Rudy out of the net. Has to hurry it. Keane is over there. And he picks it up on his skate but can't keep it in. Robitaille coming up on the rush. Conacher on the left wing. Conacher comes in. Right behind him was Zhitnik. The pass went behind the net. Blake pinching in again. Those defensemen in deep. Going after a goal here. To try to break this 2-2 tie. Out rushes Odeline. From center, he'll dump it into the corner. On the far side, that's Leclerc. Shot it back along the board. Canadians very patient going in there. Forechecking. And this pass going astray down the ice. And will get an icing call against LA with 3 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the third period in a 2. The fourth game. Rudy will hang on to it this time with the Canadians' Carbonneau in there in front of him, waiting for him to drop it.
Don't forget the first goal. Muller scored on a bad move on the faceoff. They sure are reminding themselves of their defensive responsibilities. You always have to play to lose the draw in your own end. That's the reaction you want first. What are we going to do if we lose it?
Gretzky wants a moment. He goes to the bench, I believe, to get a new stick. We'll see.
Carbonneau sent for the faceoff against Gretzky, and prior to this shift, Guy Carbonneau in this period had played 5 minutes and 5 seconds, and all of that when Wayne Gretzky was on the ice.
So Gretzky with a new stick, ready to go. And I know you must be wondering, is this the one? We'll see. Face off to the left of the net. In quickly, Ronan. They couldn't get on track to get a shot away. Sandstrom is up there. Won't get the pass. It's in back of the net. He's offside. And that's called with 3:44 left.
Quick shot on the screen there a moment ago of President Reagan and Mrs. Reagan again at the game, 2 straight.
Well, he's got his hat on tonight. That might be his rally cap. I'm sure of that. Ricknall sitting there to his left.
Just the other night, I was watching him in Santa Fe Trail. One of my favorite movies of the Civil War.
He was always the good guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
There's Richard Dean Anderson, who played a little hockey when he lived in Minnesota growing up as a high school student.
Plays a lot of those charity-type games, celebrity.
Sandstrom a little anxious, skated too quickly. Now he's getting back into position. Here he is, number 7. Canadians win the draw. Hardy, can he get it out? No. Conacher stopped his man from moving on it. And now McSorley to Gretzky. Gretzky flipped it to an open wing. Canadians roll and hammer it back in. 3:30 now left in the third period. And a 2-2 tie here in Game 4. Must win really for LA tonight. You can't afford to go back to Montreal. Down 3-1. The puck is over the boards at the LA bench.
I don't know, Harry, what you think of the pace of this, but you're almost right there. The Canadians just not doing much, just very patient, is a word we've overused probably. But it's a very familiar pattern to anybody like myself who's watched this team since the playoffs began on the 18th of April.
Well, they are a poised team, and they've won so many games playing this way. And, of course, in overtime, this is how they do it. They just sit there. They take the easy play away from you, force you into making a low percentage or a tough play. Turnover, bang, they're in the dressing room celebrating.
3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the third period. There's center Zhitnik. Shot it ahead for Loach with a shot by Sandstrom, easily gloved by Waugh. He kept coming and bumped the Montreal goaltender ever so lightly. Just a message. 3:05 left in the third.
You have to wonder how this overtime success is playing on the minds of the LA Kings, who have to think that, can it go on forever? Sandstrom shoots it, no rebound. Lonnie Loach going hopefully to find one, but Patrick Roy knows better than that. And the Montreal bench, calm, cool. We have to win in overtime, we will. It's no big deal.
Gretzky gone off to the bench again with Sandstrom. Millen and Donnelly on it. Donnelly got the draw and fired a pass back to the line. It was kicked back there by Millen. Shot by Blake. Easy save for Roy, and here's Jitnik around the net. No room over there for him. Canadians nearly intercept the center ice area. Blake flipped it ahead off the boards. Canadians move back up, and they're going to make changes now. It's shot in. 2:40 remaining in the third. Jitnik again. This time he passed. And that's intercepted near center ice. Canadians jamming up the flow between the two blue lines. Jitnik once again. 2:25 left in the third. Out it comes. Once more, the Canadians chop it off. Oh, the line is moving up. He gets it back again. Centered off the goal post. Loose puck in front of the net. Boy, the Canadians come close. Win again. Another big save. All of a sudden, the Habs come to life. Had one shot off the goal post. The Kings are very, very lucky to get away with that one. Sloppy in their own zone, trying to clear it out on 3 or 4 attempts. And Oderline walked in.
Well, you mentioned it, Bob, about a minute ago. A neutral zone turnover. Montreal force you into more of those than any other team in hockey. And that gave the 2-on-2 led by Oderline, and they ended up getting 2 good scoring chances. It's a tough play to pass the puck successfully through the neutral zone. Corey Millen with a half-hearted attempt to get it by Oderline. Oderline comes in. Here's the first shot. Now watch the next one. It's off the post, and they're going to get another one here before it's all over. So the LA Kings dodged the bullet.
Here's a pass from the face-off. Right on. That shot from the point. And Rudy made the save. 1:54 left in the third period. 2-2 to score. And Curry comes back. Slashes it back to Sador. Sador to Curry. Coming out. Curry over center ice with it. The pass in on the wing to Robitaille. Robitaille in a slot went off balance. Couldn't shoot it. Sador keeps it in. Now it's cleared back out by DiPietro. 1:30 left. Canadians come out. Bellows getting to center. Flipped the high one in. And McSorley takes over. 1:15 left. McSorley out. Pass to Sandstrom. By Leclerc. In on the boards. Leclerc slapped it to the line. Not out. 1:05 left. It's centered. The Canadians have 3 of them. One shot here. And Roy grabs this one and hangs on. With Sandstrom coming very close. 1 minute and 1 second remaining in regulation time.
Well, a breakdown in the Montreal zone. We don't see it as often. Patrick Roy seems to be enjoying this game as he makes maybe a game-saving stop right here as the Montreal Canadiens started leaving their feet and leaving the zone too early. Sandstrom got the one shot but couldn't pry the puck loose. And Patrick Roy had it. Here's another look at it here. Tough to play this game on your knees. We admire Oderline's competitiveness, but you can't get very far on those knees.
With 61 seconds left there in regulation, the fans now into a standing O. Every save these goaltenders make is a game saver. This is like sudden death. Score is tied. The shots are tied. 32 apiece.
And a face-off to the right of Roy. Gretzky is on again. Reichel and Sandstrom. Sandstrom to his right. 1 minute now remaining in regulation time. Desjardins played it over on the left side, and the Canadians are on the right side to center. Carbonneau trailing the play. Gets in front of the net, and Rudy will hold it. With Carbonneau coming in. Got a bump from Jitnik. And then delivered one back with 48 seconds left, and a face-off now in the LA zone.
Nice play by Warren Reichel defensively. He was the one forward back on the 3-on-3 rush. And he became involved and knocked a couple of Montreal guys down, including his check. You're going to see it here. Blake's got his man. The other defenseman comes over, and there's the check by Reichel. That knocked 2 people down and allowed Rudy, without much trouble, to cover it up. A nice play by the rookie.
Canadians have Big John LeClaire on for this face-off. Keane is there. Muller will take the draw. He'll be squaring off with Pat Conacher. McSorley, Hardy, Curry. Hardy on the puck. Wrapped it around the boards in the corner. It gets out. Wings forward at center. And it'll be Schneider who gets back. Renato broke his stick. He quickly dropped it. Now put his hand on it. Tried to pass it out front. That would not work. The Canadians back out. And the play will be called. Quite a tussle going on in behind the play. And Kevin Collins is the linesman in there. With Jerry Gauthier. And that's Schneider getting pulled away from Granato.
Remember, Granato broke the stick, Bob, and Schneider threw him into the glass with a lot of authority after the stick was broken. And then I don't know who wouldn't let who up, but long after the puck left the zone, the wrestling match went on, and they're going to give double penalties here. Schneider, with 29 seconds left in the period, goes to his dressing room, as does Tony Granato. Here's the wrestling match. Now they're 4 aside for the rest of this period and the start of the overtime. Now the referee's really on the spot, though. What if calls a penalty now? It's 4 skaters against 3. It's almost like sentencing the team that gets the penalty to death.
The Canadians lose one of their big defensemen on this penalty, and the LA Kings lose one of their good scorers. Matt Schneider and Tony Granato are gone with 30 seconds left in the period. 2-2 tie. The Canadians, I suppose, would look forward to overtime. I know the Kings will not.
Are you kidding? The Canadians are thinking of having a parade on the way to the dressing room. OT. That's right down our alley.
Gretzky is on. Curry is on. Keane for the Canadians. Muller winning the draw. Desjardins moving up. He's got that good shot, but doesn't get a chance to use it there. McSorley along the boards for Gretzky. Took his man down. Gretzky gets it ahead. 15 seconds left. The pass doesn't work at the line. 10 seconds left. The Canadians in, led by Mike Keane. Keane on the boards, right behind him Muller. Muller's pass into the slot area. And the Kings pick it up. Overtime coming up with Curry up one last time, and a horn goes to end the third period. And again, overtime in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
And Harry, it didn't look like it would be in the first period and early into the second. I think the Canadians have to look back, and the fact that they didn't win it in regulation time, they let it get away on them. But here they go again. But they were so dominant the first 20-25 minutes of the hockey game. And you wouldn't have thought then it'd go into overtime.
Kelly Rudy was the difference, holding it to just a 1-goal deficit. Since then, it's been at least an even game, and you might even give LA a little edge in energy and chances. But here we're into a one-shot game. This is right what the Montreal Canadiens have been so successful at.
The scoring in the hockey game. Kirk Muller won a face-off from Yari Curry and walked in alone and scored in the first period to make it 1-0. And then in the second, Vince Damphousse got his 11th of the playoffs from Keane and Desjardins, 5:24 on a power play. It was quickly 2-0 Montreal. Donnelly scored the first goal of the night for LA from Granato at 6:33. And then McSorley, with only 5 seconds left in the second period, from Gretzky and Robitaille, and the game was tied. And that's the way it stayed through the third period. No scoring. The shots after 3 periods by LA 32 and by Montreal 32.
Take another look here at the tying goal. 5 seconds left in the second period, but Harry, the power play finally paid off. And look at Marty with that perfectly legal stick of his on the nice soft. Have we seen that before? Pass from Wayne. Oh.
Robitaille gave it to Gretzky behind the net, out to McSorley. He tied it. So we're tied. After 60 minutes, we'll return with our Stanley Cup coverage in a moment. For overtime at the Great Western Forum, the Canadiens and the Kings tied at 2 with no scoring in the third period. Muller and Domfus for the Canadiens, Donnelly and McSorley for the Kings.
Muller steps by Curry and then slips it by Kelly Rudy. 2 mistakes on that goal and a good idea by Muller. Domfus picks up a rebound off to the left of Kelly Rudy, who dives across but can't make the save. It looked like curtains for the Kings, but they came back. A giveaway right here in the zone allowed the shot and then the rebound. Donnelly with the shot and the rebound, and Gretzky with a beautiful pass to McSorley. McSorley shot it through. 3 Canadiens and Patrick Waugh to tie the game.
Andy Van Helmond makes the sign for the starting players to come out. Don't forget, a minute 31 left in the penalties called against Schneider and Granato. So 4-on-4 to start overtime. And Gretzky is going to start for the LA Kings. Kirk Muller is going to start for the Montreal Canadiens.
First time in the Stanley Cup Finals since 1951, a famous series, a 5-game series, and all 5 went into overtime. And one of those famous goals ever scored by a Toronto Maple Leaf ended it, Bill Barilko.
The Canadiens control after the faceoff. Desjardins coming up over center. Canadiens get the puck in quickly. It is centered. Desjardins, the defenseman, was up there and he was open. The Habs have it in with a shot blocked. And Gretzky back deep this time to pick it up. Starting out. Wayne Gretzky alone to center. 4-on-4. The pass goes in. The shot way high. And off the glass to Blake. Blake trying to keep it in. There's Zhitnik again. His shot. Rebound. And here comes Rob Blake. And the shot is blocked. Blake had everything behind that one. Oh, the Kings up across center. The pass to Gretzky. Backhands it in for Blake again with Sandstrom. Sandstrom and Blake are in deep. And it's Blake being pumped off the puck. At 2-on-1 maybe. Gretzky trying to get back to help. It is Muller going in. His shot coming close on the short side. Kings get it to the line, but not out. Here's Kurt Muller again. Muller turning around on the boards. He's given a bump in there, and Gretzky gets away. Gretzky comes to center and down the right wing boards. Gretzky's pass, a good one. Here's the shot. And that misses. Canadiens have another 2-on-1. Domfus is coming up there. Domfus' shot. Out to the line, and it's cleared away. Up the center. Boy, they're going after it early here. Robitaille along the boards into the corner, back of the net. Now he centers it. McSorley stopped it on his skate. The penalized players are out of the box. So they're at full strength now. Not so much open ice now. And the Canadiens forced to go back inside their own line. Pass up to Lehman. Lehman takes it, rolled it ahead. In over the line. It's shot into the corner and back of the net. Kings start back out. 2 minutes gone in overtime. And it's fired down the ice. Waugh to the net. Here come the Canadiens again. A long pass to center. And he moving up over the line quickly. The shot is blocked by Rudy as DiPietro let it fly. Right in front again. What a great chance. And the Kings get out. 3 of them going in over the line. 2 back. Donnelly centering it. Rebound. And it's fired away. What excitement. In back of the net. Donnelly trying to center it. The Canadiens pick it up. Granato kept it in, but now the Habs get it up again. That is Dion coming in there. He lost it at the LA blue line. Zhitnik starts, hangs away. Millen, a pass ahead on the wing. Here comes Donnelly down the boards. And a sharp angle shot goes off the boards, back of the net, back to the goal again. It's out front. Sandstrom was in there. Here's Bellows for Montreal. Sandstrom caught him. Sandstrom ran into his own player. Canadiens get in there, but getting back with Sandstrom and a great play he made. Here's a look for Eichel. He tripped up. At the line, it's taken by Montreal and slapped ahead to Leclerc. He's going in. Leclerc looking around. The centering pass. Well, it goes in on the net. And Rudy gloves it and holds it just as everybody here will be holding their breath on this action in overtime.
3 minutes and 12 seconds of terrific hockey, Harry. They got by the first minute anyway.
That's right. LA were celebrating when they got by the first minute. Kelly Rudy has made 3 stops, including that one, and Patrick Waugh 2 in the first 3 minutes and a bit of this period. Some 2-on-1s, some 3-on-2s, all kinds of odd man rushes that you would not expect to see. There's Patrick Roy's best stop of the overtime here in the first 3 minutes. So both these teams look like they have intentions of ending it quickly.
DiPietro had a brilliant scoring chance. That turned out to be not so brilliant as he got in front. When he did get the shot away, Rudy stopped him. On the face-off, deep in the LA zone, McSorley goes in around the net to get away from Don Foose and got it up on the boards. The Kings get it out. Near center, Shewchuk with Yari Curry. Moves up over the Montreal blue line. Shewchuk breaking for the net. Put on the brakes. Has a tough time to make the play now. There's Keane slapping at it. But it's kept in there. Near the line. It's shot back to the net. Vigneault will go back to pick it up. Takes a look around. Here comes Shewchuk to bump him. And the puck gets by McSorley down the ice. The Bull going after it. Tim Waters takes over for LA. The Bull chased him. Pass to the boards. Near the line. The Kings get it up. It's Granato getting in over the line. Granato gets a weak shot away off the skate. Robitaille trying to center it. And Keane flipped to the head. Canadians get it up to Vince Stamfus. He's going over the LA line. Just dumped it into the corners. The Canadians want to make changes. Zitnik again. He wants to carry it every time, and he got to the line and lost it. Ronan fired it back. The LA blue line. Granato was good to pick up that pass. Here's Carson, and he drew one. But Waugh had the angle on it. Carson getting one of his infrequent sets in the game, and a good scoring chance there for him.
Now the Canadians in the Stanley Cup Finals, the last 3 times that they were in their record on their way to the Stanley Cup, or to the final game in any event, pretty good in OT. Can't get much better than it is this year.
Sure can. Jimmy Carson, who has scored many goals in this league, couldn't beat Patrick Roy on a bad angle shot. Roy out at the top of the crease to make it sure.
Face off to the left of Roy. He's out of the net. Grab it with the stick and give it to Schneider back to the goal. He starts the Canadians up the ice. Zitnik backing up on his man. He centered it right in front of the net. And the Kings have it. They come out right by Gretzky. He's at the center. 4 of them abreast there. Gretzky's pass gets along inside the line. The Canadians back to clear it out. Zitnik coming back, taking his time though. Chased by Ronan. Zitnik played it. Ronan bumped him. The whistle had gone. It's icing against Montreal.
And Zitnik upset with the two-hander that Ronan laid on him as he handled the puck to bring about the whistle.
Boy, there's Rob Blake in the rush in overtime. That's a 4-man rush. The puck is turned back, and Montreal a pass just too far. And there's the play that upset Alexei Zitnik, and you can't blame him for being upset. He had touched the puck and got the icing and then took the flag.
Face off deep in the Montreal zone to the right of it, left of the net. On that icing play from that corner, nearing the 5-minute mark of overtime in such a big game. I think it's fair to say, especially for the LA Kings dropping this one, the Canadians going home with a chance to win the cup on the Forum ice.
No doubt about that. You don't want to get in that lose and you lose out situation.
Carson stays on. Oh, he pulled on the crossbars. He got the face off and drilled it up the net. Here's McSorley's shot. Scramble, Lewis. Carson back of the net. Carson coming out. He'll go all the way to the line and take his shot, and the Canadians will be in position to bring it out. He got it up the center ice. Don Foose, or rather Dion, played to the head. Broken up by Donnelly. He got by on that far side and he shot. Here, 3 of them along the boards. Headed by McSorley and out. And it's Curry shooting it back in. Sandstrom against Odeline. Odeline fired it away, and McSorley stopped it near his own line. Ahead it goes. Here comes Gretzky for the net. The pass back. Sandstrom was tied up, and the Canadians pick it up and skate out. Gretzky was alone, flying into the net. Nobody saw him. Near the line. LA Kings on it. McSorley looking around. They hold it there. Gretzky comes in. McSorley now holds his in there and knocks the puck loose. Hardy shot. That's off Waugh's stick off the glass. McSorley moving up. Doesn't get the pass. He's knocked down. Here's Gretzky right in there. Taking a shot. McSorley near the blue line. Slapped at it. And the Canadiens get it to the line and out. Some close balls in there. Here's another long shot. Oh, the left pad save. Butterfly style. Up for Carbonneau. Carbonneau for the Canadiens going in on the backhand. Rudy kicked that one away. Loose puck back of the net. The Kings have it. Put it on the boards in the corner. Renato going to center. Shot the puck ahead, and that's a getaway for the Canadiens as they bring it back in. Rolling down the right side. Trying to center. Rudy covering up. They get a whistle now. Two players fall on it. Back to the net. And great action here in overtime.
The LA Kings have missed the net, Dick, on their best chances.
Harry, this stretch when you saw all of that action in the Canadian zone, I think that's the most pressure Patrick Roy has been under in playoff competition through all of these playoff games this year.
That's Jimmy Carson's shot off the draw that hit the goal post, had Patrick Roy beaten. Carson's had two good chances here in overtime to end it. Couldn't. Here's another one. They got the puck into Gretzky, but he couldn't get any kind of an angle on Patrick Roy. McSorley doesn't like to scrum here, so watch this.
That's Jerry Gauthier. His book along the glass, and he shakes it off. He's all right. And these two teams are all right. Great action here in overtime. And once again, here's center ice. Renato comes in. He falls. Carson brought it in. That goes on the offside.
Jimmy Carson, Barry Melrose is playing a hunch here. Carson's getting more ice in overtime than he did in regulation time.
People who helped put this great show together for you hockey fans from coast to coast. And are all here in Los Angeles with us, the Hockey Night in Canada crew, and we're on the CBC full network.
Well, these teams are tough on the viewers in the East and in the Maritimes with these overtime games here in the Pacific Coast.
Puck off the boards near the line. Dom Foose trying to shoot it away. It hit Renato. He played it back in there. Down the boards and out on the right side. Green was upended at center ice. The player was dumped, you know that. That was Renato who was felled trying to go after it. Up to center, Renato. Moving up over the Montreal line. Renato. Donnelly is with him. Renato passed it back. Shot in by Sador to Carson. And Donnelly back of the net. Sweeps it out front, and the Canadiens were in position to clear it out. Sador backing up near his own blue line to Blake. Blake coming to center. We're nearing 9 minutes of play in overtime. It's the non-stop action. In back of the net. Center wrong! Oh, they just missed the far post. Centered again. Robitaille was there in front, parked and ready to unload one. The Canadiens pick it up and shoot it away. And last time, the puck bounced away to the right of Patrick Roy. Behind him, Patrick knew it, looked back. He was helpless, but it rolled wide to the far post.
9-6 are the shots in overtime here. We've only played 9 minutes. There's been, by my count, 8 good chances to score, including this one here that was knocked out of the air by Jari Kurri. And here's what the fans were screaming about, as was the LA bench right in front of Andy Van Helm and Granato, the victim.
Face off deep in the Montreal zone to the right of Patrick Roy. 8:58 of overtime. And they're standing and cheering, hoping the Kings can pull one out. Canadiens winning overtime games 9 in a row. Going for 10 in a stranglehold on the Stanley Cup. Kings win the draw. They don't do much with it. It's shot to center. Jitnik fired it back in. And the Canadiens move it up. Jitnik, pass ahead. Goes loose at the Montreal blue line. Here's Dion. A long shot. That's wide of the net by 4 feet. Lehman is in there. Bumped his man. Back to the net. Dion tried to center it. At the line it stopped. Maybe the Canadiens' chance now. Because some activity around Kelly Rudy. But not for long. The Kings are out again. It's Jitnik carrying the puck in. The pass back to Robitaille behind him. He puts a backhander in on the net. And Dion starts to play out. Now he comes up to the LA line. DiPietro comes in with him. Chuchuk is turning. shoot shot got to center. They caught him. Hit the linesman at the far side. Gauthier, and the Canadiens do not get it out. Here's Gretzky with it. Dropped it back. Blue line shot. Gretzky there with it. Rebound. He centered it. Crowd in front of the net. The Canadiens cover up and get it out of there. Down the ice, Hardy fired it ahead. Canadiens were on it. Shot down the ice. A little over 10 minutes into overtime. This one off the glass. It was high on the glass, but stayed in there. Gretzky up near center. Pass intercepted by Muller. Now it's McSorley. Gretzky on his left. McSorley can't make the play to him. Sandstrom is also up there. Comes out to McSorley again. McSorley brings it back in. Now the pass into McSorley. Here's Reichel back of the net. Out front to Gretzky. Oh, the backhander hit a skate. Bounced away. And all the way down the ice. But a close call. McSorley was there. Gretzky nearly set him up.
It's the 7th of June. These guys have played well over 100 games, plus exhibitions. They're putting on a terrific show. Great to see. Great to see.
Here's the chance by Gretzky. A turnaround backhand. Patrick Roy was out of the net. Gretzky never really got a lot on it and kind of shanked it. But it was a great opportunity here.
Hit a stick in front.
Yeah, somebody fell in front of it. You're right, Bob, and that's what deflected it quite wide of the net.
You think Barry Melrose is saying, where was this effort in the first period?
Face off to the left of Roy. Deep in the Montreal zone. Overtime in LA. Canadiens lead the series 2-1.
Good move by Melrose, getting Carson out there in Millen's spot.
The Bulls shot it quickly back to the net. Kings bunt. Didn't even look at the puck. And the Kings start back up. Blake's pass. Up to Jitnik. He was up near center ice. And again, they'll slow it down as it bounces high over the glass into the crowd at the far side.
Well, coaching in the finals, it's exhausting, it's harrowing. As Melrose and Demers had as many good ideas on the bench during games as they do during their prolonged bouts of playoff insomnia, this game might have been over in favor of one of the two of them.
Eddie Savard back on the bench again tonight. He's got a pretty good record, Harry. I wonder if he's been beaten back there.
9 minutes left in the first overtime period. And the Canadiens with the puck. It is Don Foose near center, shooting it into the LA zone, and Rudy stepping behind the net. Nearly got cut back there. The Canadiens move up on the blue line. A long shot doesn't get too far. And it's Jitnik turning around inside his own line. Jitnik forced back by LeBeau. And here's Don Foose jumping on a loose puck. He's cutting in there. Don Foose with LeBeau. And the pass. Oh, and it just missed the far side. The Kings will storm out of the zone. Up to center ice, and in goes Donnelly in high gear. He's along the boards and jams on the brakes. Waters waiting at the blue line, the pass going in front, and nobody there but Canadiens. And they get back out. Shot down the ice, the play call.
The Montreal bench is livid because they knew that Andy Van Hellemond saw the net was off and wouldn't blow the whistle. And to a man, they're up on the bench saying, you saw it, Andy. You had to blow the whistle. The net was off as the Kings were taking a rush up the ice. Andy, I think, is going to say, I didn't see it. I saw it go up, but I thought it came back down, and he's going over to talk to the linesman to see if they saw it.
I'll tell you this, when Montreal came back up on the rush, Kelly Rudy stepped aside as far as he could to show the officials this thing isn't on.
Well, here's the pilot, Vincent Damphousse, throwing into the net on the puck that goes wide. Now, the net's off, as you can see. The LA Kings get a rush going. I wonder if they'd have scored on that rush. We'd have had a tough time convincing Jacques Demers that it was a legal goal.
Well, they didn't score. The face-off will be taken in the center ice area near the red line. 8:18 left in the first overtime period. And from the draw, Canadiens on the puck. They don't move it in. The Kings Curry will bring it in. Leaving it. Shewchuk shot. Waugh covering the short side, partially screened, but Waugh had time to see it, and he just got near the post to stop it.
Luke Robitaille got his stick up on Gary Lehman, knocked Lehman's helmet off. But it's almost anything goes right now.
And I think the thing you got to do when you're a player that you're not into a great goal-scoring area is make the goalie stop the shot. Somebody might get the rebound, but shots that go wide when teams are as anxious, especially as LA are in the overtime at the moment, they come around and they catch somebody who happens to be going the wrong way. That doesn't happen if you hit the net, especially on any kind of an angle shot.
Here's the face-off now to the left of Waugh. Kings won it. The series will be tied. The Canadiens won it. They will have almost done it for the Stanley Cup. We'll see how this unfolds. Both teams are going after it here in overtime. Montreal Canadiens, Dion, nice kick. We go down the ice. Sador is back there with McSorley. Sador out in front of his own net. Ran into McSorley, nearly lost the puck there. But here's Curry coming up with Shewchuk and Robitaille. Curry's pass gets in front. Dion is covering his man on the board. The Canadiens get out. Breaking away. This is DiPietro. Tried to go in with it. And all end up in the net, including Rudy. He just stepped aside a little bit. Canadiens storming away. Up close again.
Have you ever seen so many players in the net in one game?
So many, Harry's quit keeping score.
It's 11-10 for somebody on guys into the net. Jari Kurri battling DiPietro in a foot race to eliminate the breakaway. And Kelly Rudy, with great agility, gets out of the way of these two Cowboys as they're sliding into the net feet first.
DiPietro with, I think, the best chance for Montreal in overtime when he came out from the corner to the left of Rudy. And this guy is just terrific in overtime. And Patrick Roy the same. You mentioned, Harry, the pressure's on them.
6-3 are the chances to score by my calculation in the overtime.
Face off to the right of Kelly Rudy. Deep in the LA zone. Carbonneau on the ice. Brunet with him. Ronan on the other side. Schneider, Desjardins. Gretzky on for LA. Sandstrom and Conacher. Conacher will try to win the faceoff. He does. Blake and Jitnik are the two defensemen. Blake to Gretzky. He was covered, dumped it ahead though. It's shot inside the line by Conacher. Canadiens back to pick it up. Here they come. Pass intercepted near the line. Gretzky nearly stole it. He did steal it. Took it away from Brunet and dumped it in. Sandstrom is slowed up. Checked as he tried to go in. Canadiens get it out. Jitnik is doing the trapeze act again. Flying in on the Canadian player. He missed him. He went about 15 feet. Back to the LA line. Jitnik up to Gretzky. Gretzky's pass in behind Granado. They get it out over the line. Gretzky was back waiting for it. Just dumping it in now. 6:50 left in the first overtime. On the boards and out the center where Mark Hardy dumped it back in over the line. Hardy chasing it. Canadiens pick it up and get it out. Carbonneau with Brunet. Ahead to Brunet. Brunet coming up over the line. Brunet from the blue line. A weak shot in wide of the net. And Marty McSorley around the goal as the Canadiens change. Backhanded out of his own to center and thrust it back in by Brisebois. That's McSorley getting it out. Gets up as far as the Montreal line. They've settled back a bit now. No, they couldn't keep that earlier face up. Canadiens bring it in. Bellows left it there for Muller. Muller on the boards, trying to center it. It goes high over the net on the underside, and Donnelly got back. But he won't pick it up. McSorley shot it the other way into the corner. Kept in by Muller. Muller into the corner with it. There goes Leclerc on the other side. And Donnelly beat him to it. Donnelly lifts a high one into center ice. Granado trapped up there, and the Canadiens bring it back in. Muller gets one. Muller goes to the net. Can't get a shot. He's at a goal. What a chance there as Muller centered it to Leclerc. Carson back in for LA. Here's the shot. Waugh got a piece of that. 2-on-1. Montreal. Leclerc coming in. That's it. He's in there. And can't get a shot. Really beat it up. the Canadiens. That one, I think, will go in off at King. Number 17, Yeri Curry. Oh, brother Leclerc will get the goal. It went in off an L.A. King in front, I do believe. We'll check it out on a replay, but anyway, it's in the books. Rudy was beaten. It is a 3-2 win for Montreal, and they take a stranglehold on the Stanley Cup.
The other night here, there was dead silence, but the fans gave the Kings quite an ovation when they left the ice, and I think it's Leclerc again. And Harry, you pointed out, well, there's chances in OT for those 2-on-1s, and that's what Montreal had right there. I thought Leclerc gone too far wide. Well, he did the first time, but very similar to his effort the other night. There was a second effort, maybe even a third effort, and he gets another goal.
He missed a good opportunity, and Kelly Rudy gambled completely on the one shot. And here it is here. Look where Rudy is. And he just dives over there. Leclerc can't get it in front. But now Leclerc's in a good spot to come out. And you might be right, Bob. Daryl Sador may have put it in.
Sador's diving back. We might see it better here.
Goal, the fourth goal and 8 point. Scored by number
Sador, I believe.
Yeah, got in. But Leclerc was trying to jam it in on the wraparound here. But here's where he wants to fake the shot. Now he wants to pass it. But Kelly Rudy stops the pass completely. Now he comes out on the same side of the net. And young Sador deflects it in. And the game ends, and Montreal have a grip on the cup.
They find a way to win every time, and that's the 10th time in over. Make that 11. But 10 in a row.
You know, he made a smart play. They thought he was going around, and he stopped, reversed his field, and made the chance. Sador knocked it in. Tough break for Sador. Big break again for John Leclerc.
Leclerc gets the goal. It will go as an unassisted goal. 14:37 of overtime. Leclerc with a chance, didn't score, got behind the net, centered it off Sador and in. And that's it. We'll continue in a moment.